my mom pulled over to the side of the road because there's this huge snapping turtle. And I think I've told you this one before. And me and my brothers and sisters, we're all watching the snapping turtle go down the road. And we're like, oh, that's so cool. He's so awesome. This cool snapping turtle. And then this dude pulls up in like a pickup truck in front of the snapping turtle. He's like, what's that guy doing? And he grabs the snapping turtle by the tail and tosses it in the bag and drives off. He's like, what's he gonna do with it? And my mom was like, you gonna eat it. We're like, no!
You gonna
Mr.
eat it.
Turtle.
All right, we're going to start at the beginning of Michael's story there. So,
No, can't do that.
welcome to podcast 23.
We don't know the number anymore.
I was at a convention
23,
between the last
I think.
recording. So, yes, I think it's 23 that we're at. So, thank you for coming. This is Stupid Questions, Stupid Answers, where we talk about some stupid crap and we talk about some stupid answers that go along with it. To start from our left here, we got
John.
And Kyle.
Andrew.
Philip the elephant shaver.
Elephant.
Yes.
shaver.
Wait, how rare?
Okay.
I shave all elephants of all shapes and sizes.
What
How mu-
portions?
wait,
You must be out of business because they don't have hair.
What portions of
No.
the elephant?
What other
All the elephant.
what
Every
shape-
bit.
What shape do they have that
Actually,
other
yeah,
than
that's
elephant?
They could have small elephant shapes, big elephant shapes, giraffe elephant shapes.
That's a giraffe.
No, the man elephant with the man elephant shape told me it was an elephant.
What?
I
He
shaved
told
him
you
too.
he was not a man.
He was an elephant, so I
Wait.
shaved him. I will not shave non-elephants.
There is the joke that if
Wait,
you
is it
shave a
like-
pig, all you get is a squeal. What do you get when you shave an elephant?
A satisfied elephant.
What?
If you're still employed, there's a reason, I guess.
Yep. As long as business is good.
Wait, how do they call you? Just like, hello, elephant shaver.
Well, I'm.
Well, the man-shaped elephant told me about the giraffe-shaped elephant.
Element?
Elephant.
The elephant element.
And I shaved them both because they were elephants.
I'm just confused as to, like, is this a shaving with like electric shaver,
No.
or do you get out the strop?
Straight razor.
It's a straight razor.
No.
It's
Oh.
always a straight
That's
razor.
a lot of work for
a
one
straight
elephant.
drop.
Yeah, that's why I only provide the best quality shaves. No.
I know how Michael works.
have to.
He was
You have to
starting
be in business.
All of his shavers were starting with the
Wait, do you lather up the elephant first?
I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
You don't want a nicked elephant.
He's got some
What else are you
expensive
gonna
oil.
Would
I mean,
you?
they're wrinkly.
Would
a
you,
lot of
in the
shaver's
future,
oil.
with the advances in technology, shave a mammoth, or is that outside of your expertise?
Only to prep it for cooking.
Like
You would eat it.
that's
that's
a
so-
hard one because they're kind of shaped like an elephant. And I
They,
all
they
shapes.
are shaped like an elephant.
Yeah.
Instead of all shapes.
yes, they are, but like it's confusing. Look, if I get a super hairy elephant and I'm told it's an elephant, I will
They're
trust the
sneaking a
elephant.
mammoth.
We'll trust the elephant.
All right. Well, we don't need to get any deeper into that
Yeah,
one.
let's not do that.
But now let's bring a topic to start with, some kind of stupid question of some sort. And John usually has the best ones. So we'll start with John. What do you got?
Oh, that's like high bar.
Well, you know how with immortality, I'm for it and you three are against it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of your biggest arguments is you don't want to see everyone around you dying.
No, they can die.
No,
I don't care.
I don't care about that either.
Well, it depends. Is immortality come with it like infinite youth?
Yeah.
I want to live forever. I don't know what you're talking about.
Do I have a choice to eventually die?
No. Well,
Then-
No.
you have a choice, but it's hard.
What,
like-
as long
what
as
is
I have
the
a
worst
choice.
purgatory known to man? And then imagine that when you're floating in space.
I would be okay with immortality as long as I could choose to die at some point. Kind of like, well, no, I can't say that because it's a spoiler for something else. So anyway, but no, we can go on that in a separate topic. So what is your question with that?
So, gonna put a number of options out here and you have to pick.
Oh, no.
Immortality, so you live a long time and see everyone around you die. Kind of a Futurama, you're put in a tube and you wake up and everyone you knew is dead. Or Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where planet's going to explode, everyone's going to die, but you go to a different planet.
I'm gonna live forever.
So you're in that term, you're still mortal.
Everyone around you is going to die.
Yeah. So you're looking at immortality from the other way then.
Yeah.
Of it's like accelerated. You took this.
Well, it's within a certain frame.
You had
Yeah,
20
that's
items
it.
or less, and you took the express lane.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Which of those three would I pick?
Yeah.
Well, the last one, no, because there's so many factors in there that could manipulate and change what happens, like where I would go and whatever.
But you get a towel.
It was and actually the book goes into much more detail about the fanciness of that towel.
Very fancy.
I could use some new towels.
You get to learn how to fly.
Yeah, you get to learn how. Well, okay, but then you're actually adding in that specific universe's everything.
You get a depressed robot.
Yeah,
That's the worst part of it.
I don't trust robots, though.
You get doors that are manically happy to open for you.
what was the middle option again then?
Futurama, you're frozen.
And Tube.
No, I don't. Yeah, actually, if I had to choose, probably more the middle one. But no, there's still a factor. I would actually probably choose the first one because at least then I would continue and have. Well, no, I would at least be able to continue the things that I'm doing and have control over it. But any of those other factors, I would be thrown into a situation where I have no control for a set period of time. I don't like that. So if I had to choose to live forever, I guess.
But there's
what a burden.
Yeah, but like there's the time when like the world ends because of like starvation or nuclear holocaust.
You can't starve.
And you're like, but exactly. You literally can't die.
Yeah, but you know all those stupid people you hate?
That would be true. I would be able to see them die.
Yeah, no, they would probably be the only ones left.
No, it's going to be the hamsters, and then you will create a society of super hamsters.
No,
You're going to try to teach them how to make fire, and you're going to fail for 1,000,000 years.
Yes, but you'll get it eventually.
You're working for 1,000,000 years to make them work.
Yeah.
That's true. You could literally be the next god.
Eventually you would be. Yeah.
Michael's already covered this.
I'm pretty sure even if all the humans survived, if you were the only one to live forever, you would eventually figure out, you would eventually make a crap ton of money.
Well, I think
you'd be rich beyond belief.
I was about to say, I think I would, in the end, even though eternal torment would await me, but there would be one hell of a ride because I would just walk up to like the most powerful governments in the world, put a pistol in my head, pull the trigger, nothing would happen. I would still live, and I said I own everyone here, and they would try to kill me.
No, but then
imprison me, but I would outlast every one of them.
They can imprison you.
Literally. I know, but I would literally outlive them.
I don't think
all they have to do is have a hose full of concrete, spray you down with it, and then forget about it.
Yeah, you're just going to be encased.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm starting to rethink this thing.
Okay, so this happened in, I know probably
the Twilight Zone had this.
Torchwood. I don't know if anybody's seen Torchwood. I think season 3. Torchwood's awesome. It's a spinoff from Doctor Who, and it's a spinoff for Jack Harkness, I believe. And he's essentially immortal because he
accidental timey-wimey.
He went through timey-wimey stuff where somebody that did some timey-wimey stuff didn't know what they were doing, and it essentially unwrote his death, but it didn't rewrite him a death.
Yep.
So he is essentially immortal because time doesn't know what to do with him. And so he can't die. If he dies, he just comes back. Same age, same everything. And in the season 3 of that, because I'm guessing nobody's going to watch that, one of his friends from whatever time, because he was in a part of a time jumping thing, is angry at him, brings him back to the dinosaur period, buries him where they were standing and leaves him there. And he keeps coming back and dying for thousands and thousands of years. And when he comes back, they find him and he says, I shouldn't exist now. You have to freeze me. So they freeze him. And so literally he goes back in time, drops him in there, comes back, opens the drawer, and he's there and he goes, I forgive you. Like the moment he comes out, after thousands of years of dying, he was there right like that in the show. It was so good. That show was so good.
Yes, but that's my initial problem where like...
Do you want to just be... You would never die. You'd be stuck in that concrete, breathing and dying.
Forgiveness would be...
but I mean...
I would not forgive.
I would.
Well, it was a cool scene, but also if I was dying for thousands of years, I would come out and be like, actually, I probably would be crazy.
I think the most
your mental faculty would degrade horrifically.
I think the most horrifying scene, and it wasn't a horse book that I read, it was a character in a horse book.
Wait, why did you have to give us context that it's not a horse book?
It's always a horse book.
We needed a context.
But there was a character who was immortal, who got grabbed by cannibals, who basically just kept ripping out her organs over and over and over again.
Rampage.
Oh,
Rampage.
Rampage. What is the
Horizons?
No. What is the Greek god who got his everything ripped out? Every single
Prometheus.
Was it Prometheus who was hooked up to?
Yeah,
because he gave him human fire.
Why did you had to ask if John was right?
What did I ask if he was right?
Yeah, he says Prometheus. You said, was it Prometheus? If John gave you a trivia answer, it's
I know answers. They're not always right.
I don't think I said what was Prometheus. either way, that is what I imagine when I imagine like internal life. It's like, oh, well, you know, you're going to have a really good time for a little while, and then you're going to be eaten by birds for like 10,000 million years.
Well, there was actually...
And then you'll be done with
but
that,
there's,
but then there'll be another thing.
There's so many interpretations of that. So Doctor Who had me, that's the actual person's name, where they had a normal human brain, but they had a chip in them that basically would force them to recover. They would never age, never die, but their brain could only hold the same information a human brain can. So like thousands of years later, they're like, I cannot remember who I was. They have a library full of books of journals, but she goes, sometimes I just pull one off the wall to read it, the story of who I was, because she cannot remember.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the universe, she was waiting.
Yeah, like I think initially her name was Shielder, but she had forgotten it by the time the Doctor found her again.
Yeah, it was. They find some cool ways to use time to make characters.
Well,
in that
I
show.
read a story where one of the ways they deal with immortality is they've got this whole race that's immortal, and the way they deal with it is every 100 years or so they just die, and they get to choose which memories go into their next life.
So it's kind of like the Doctor.
It's not actual death, but they say, okay, I'm going to pick out a new body, and here are the memories that are going to go into that body, and here's a reset.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the Doctor, but in that case, you don't maintain the memories. It's kind of like a background thing.
No, if you like say, I had a kid, I want to remember that kid, or I want to remember, don't push this button.
But
like, don't have any context, but this is a button you do not push. Make sure no one pushes that button.
But you know,
why wouldn't you keep the context?
But you,
then you'd want to push the button.
yeah, no, but no. If somebody said don't push the button and didn't give me context, I'm going to push that button.
So if you for the future came back and said, so it's you who's telling you, and you say, do not push this button. If I tell you, you're going to want to push it, but do not push this button. You're pushing that button.
Depends.
He was an asshole.
If he was in
he
a bunch
didn't
of
want you to have fun.
Or better yet, do not eat this sandwich.
I'm going to eat that sandwich.
No,
The Pope planted that memory.
oh, that's going.
That rat bastard wanted that sandwich for himself.
If the me was like ragged and like torn up and stuff,
Yeah, an eye patch.
I might push the button then, because more than likely, because of paradoxes, if I'm able to see myself, it means that I'm going to be in that position and I'm at least alive. But if I'm like wearing a suit and tie and I'm doing all great, I'm going to help. Well, maybe I won't push the button because apparently I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Well,
why
like-
you wouldn't want to push the button?
Yeah, I was going to screw that button.
Do I remember why not to push the button or just
No,
not to push the button?
don't push the button.
No.
Okay, so all I remember is don't push the button.
Did we just
I'm
deviate?
pushing the button.
Yep.
We deviated completely to button
Yes.
pushing.
Yep.
We went back to a couple of podcasts ago to
Yeah, that was my-
one of my other questions.
Yeah, well, no, I had the button in the park too.
Oh, yeah, that button.
Yeah, we have a lot of
But
button
we don't know what
questions.
that button does.
It was cancer puppies.
Why don't
Yes,
we,
cancer
It
or
was
puppies.
cancer puppies.
why don't we ever call back to my questions about Smurfs and Inspector Gadget?
You just
Because
did.
they're bad. So, anyways, Kyle, we can get to your question then. I think we answered John's question.
I don't know if we actually did,
Well,
but I
we
don't think
answered-
that matters.
Most people said middle one, Futurama
I
versus
said
said
middle.
So Futurama.
No, I went first.
Futurama.
Oh,
I want to live with the
Immortality.
first.
The second one
Definitely
was
the first.
Second one was curious, but waking up after that amount of time, you can say Futurama, but in reality, you have no what is it what was the one famous story of the time traveler that he thought he went in the past, but he actually went into the future, and he found the museum of all the future the tech from his time.
The time machine?
Time machine. I think it's just time machine.
H.G. Wells?
Yeah, H.G. Wells.
H.G.
Okay, yeah, like that one. You never know where you're going to land. I'd like the ability that if I'm going to be immortal and I'm just going from where I am, I know where I am and I can see where I'm going. If the world blows up, at least I didn't have it blow up while I was asleep. So,
Yep.
anyways, all right, Kyle, what do you got?
Well, my question was really stupid, but what?
Are you going to say that John's was better?
No, he's going to say that it's
No.
stupid because that's his thing.
I always.
Like last time we ripped him a new one because he said it was stupid.
Yeah, no, like, my question is always the best, so everybody just has to
It's true. It's true.
We saved the worst for last.
My question though was, what if water was sentient and we just didn't know it?
You can say that about
Wait,
anything.
That would be amazing for a essential molecule.
What if water
All of it?
specific? What if water specifically was
so-
sentient?
So I've got to ask the clarification. Is all of water sentient, or do you have like Poseidon who's the sentience of
No,
the seas?
it's
and
like
you've got
the water
okay.
itself is sentient.
Okay, Kyle, so I have a question then. So if you had like a big glass of water,
Yep.
is it a single being?
Well, it's water.
Okay.
So it's sentient.
So it's sentient. Okay. So if you were to start throwing crap into it, would it still be a sentient being?
Why would you do that? That's really rude to a sentient
I know,
thing.
but just say like you threw in about 40% of its mass was other stuff.
Sure.
Okay. It's still sentient, right?
Yeah.
Then it's a human being.
Is it capable?
We're like 60% water.
I know.
Yeah.
What if we're just water?
We are.
It's water.
You figured it out.
You just said, what if
Yeah.
we were alive?
What if people?
What if
think-
water controls us and we're just water living inside of a meat
Kyle,
suit?
we've been drinking, not smoking.
we are bags of water, Kyle.
Yes. But what if that glass of water had
Actually,
feelings?
I agree
You just
with-
didn't know it.
I agree with Soul Kitty. Water controlling skeletons. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's all we are.
And you thought that
Yeah.
brain. You thought the brain was making you think it's
all
really
the
the,
water.
The brain is water.
Well,
Yeah.
no, that means that we are water.
The
right?
brain
Yes.
is water.
Exactly.
Question over. Okay, my question. No.
But like the ocean is like one eternal being, and then you
So-
just take
Wait,
off little bits
if
of
it's
it.
sentient, does it have any control of itself, or is it just like a mind?
Like if I
Sentience doesn't mean ability to interact.
Is it
okay, so when I poop in the toilet, it's not gonna like strike back at me.
Sometimes it does, I'm sure.
Well,
So there's the splashback.
that's what the splashback is. It's sentient water.
Again, Kyle, if it can't move by itself, can it feel? Because it doesn't have nerves.
Okay, I want to get back to poop then. Because the feeling of the
Because
feels the
if
poop.
it can't move and it can't feel, then what identifies it as
Well, I feel
water?
like it definitely can. It can probably feel. I would assume.
Okay.
If it's sentient, if it has a
Kyle,
brain,
you have
we're
control
just
of these
not
questions.
able to. Well, I know, but I mean, like, I'm explaining it right now. If we're
Because I
if
was
it's
going to make it
sentient,
dumb.
yeah.
Because if it can't move and it can't feel, but you're saying it's water, but it's all water, why is it water and not just a ghost?
Is
it's
water a
definitely
ghost?
not a ghost.
How is it not a ghost?
What do you mean? How's it not a
It
ghost?
can't
exists.
move and it can't feel. It's just a spirit wandering around the earth.
Yeah,
But
so
you can drink it.
Spirit
All
of
it's
the
green.
water.
you can drink slime.
Wait, it screams?
Yeah.
Yes, in its own little small way.
Wait.
Its own small way. It's screaming.
it's
You
sentient.
torment.
Look, just don't know it.
Look at the water when it's boiling. That's screaming.
Yeah, when you hear the teapot.
Yeah.
That's the screams of the water.
That's how you know your boss is ready when the water's screaming at you.
Damn English.
Yes.
The tea kettles. The country is full of the screams of water. Poor Thames.
I told you it was stupid.
They've been torturing water for centuries.
Actually, Kyle, can I ask you a question on that?
Sure, why not?
Where did you think that one up?
So I was just walking around the campus at work, and I was just like, I need to come up with a stupid question.
Get
And I was
back
like,
to work.
Wait. You were thinking, I need to come up with a stupid question.
That's the point. Actually, that is the point.
literally the name of the podcast.
Oh, you're right.
I,
I'm approaching this the wrong way.
Like, do you think I would get away with my questions if it wasn't stupid
no,
questions?
I like bringing up the questions that aren't stupid themselves, but it give openness to stupid answers.
Well, I fail because
there-
I have nothing but stupid questions.
I've had some questions where it's a very stupid question, but then it comes to a very specific answer, and it's just not.
The
Yeah,
answer is no.
my question was dumb because it didn't have an answer.
Well, it did. We are
Did-
water.
We are, you,
Yeah. Well, that was the culmination of it. Is that we are not really people. We are just water and meat suits.
So what?
riding
we
skeletons.
are really people
Yeah.
who are
Just
water.
water.
riding
meat
meat
suits.
puppets and skeletons. But the water,
Which are mostly
Meat
water.
is mostly
the water is
You
the most
started-
important part.
You started with a question, ended with an existential crisis.
Like, if we got rid of all our water, we would essentially just be jerky.
No, you'd be dead.
Yeah, no, you'd be dead, but you'd also be jerky. Like, very, very dry jerky.
Jerky is not alive, Kyle.
1,000-year-old mummy jerky.
Jerky is dead.
Yes.
I was gonna eat that mummy.
Delicious mommy.
Yes.
Yeah, when the scientists there recently were like, new tomb discovered with lots of mummies, like, ooh.
Delicious. Applebee's opens
The,
nearby.
gi-
And Applebee's open. They have menus that can change to fit the environment. Don't you know, John?
the gift shop just got
Only
restocked.
35% of the menus can be changed.
35% of the menu is mummy, and the rest of it is really shitty steak and shrimp.
I just ate one of those mint leaves. I don't know if it was a good or bad idea yet.
To eat
no.
the mint leaf?
Well, we'll get to what we're drinking later.
It is
but,
edible.
Yeah, that's
well, I mean, it's a, yeah, I
It's
mean,
a
I
plant.
guess. So, yeah, well, there's a lot of things that are edible, but,
yes.
well,
Yeah,
anyways,
sentient water.
for my question, it was, so You know what? Well, actually, just about any video game, you are playing as a character that is fighting against some other side. You might be the good guy, you might be the bad guy. Normally, you're the good guy, though, right? So like, let's say, like in Sonic, it's Sonic versus Robotnik, and if I'm trying to think of other games that are out there,
Bowser.
but like
There's a couple.
like
Nemesis.
Mario versus Bowser. What game would you want that would reverse that thing? So like, let's say that you were
Playing as Dr. Robotnik would be fun.
no, like so, like let's say that it's you were to see the story but play it from the other side. The exact same game, but playing it where you're now the other side of the power struggle.
So you're
I
the
think
single
it would-
father of 8 who's just trying to get his kingdom having a peace treaty with the evil mushrooms who are right next door.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that Italian who keeps throwing your kids in lava. It's like he needs to die.
Well, we've already covered that 100% Mario is the bad guy. In
Yeah,
that
he
story.
really
yeah.
is.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I was thinking, like, what games would be fun with that? Because I mean, if you actually think about writing the story from that perspective is one thing, but thinking about it actually being from that perspective, like I was thinking Mass Effect. Like, I'm going to play as the Reapers. First 2 games, I'm going to sit and do nothing. I'm just going to like type in a few messages to people. And then at the very end, I'm just going to go on a murder rampage like it's Dynasty Warriors. Like, thinking about it like that, actually playing it from their literal perspective.
Well, I always love the like the Flood from Halo. Like,
Oh, that would be a fun one
but
too.
but having like maybe like an RTS.
You would have to
version of
control that in RTS. Yeah.
It'd have to be an RTS because there's so many different things.
That's kind of why I liked playing the Zerg campaigns in StarCraft, because
Yes.
in the first game they're like the super bad guys. You got to stop the Zerg. They're constantly barreling down on you. And then in the very next game, I think
it was actually Brood War. It was for the same series, but it was in Brood War. I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah, Brood War, I think it focuses a little bit more on it, but you did play as a Zerg in the first game.
Queen bitch of the universe.
Yeah,
God
pretty
bless
much.
her. She's rocking
So
hot,
you
though.
go from playing as like the humans to playing as the thing the humans were trying to survive against, and it's
But they
fun.
also that they created. Spoilers. I'm sorry for like a 3
for a game that's like
3 decades old.
yes.
They didn't create the Zerg.
They definitely.
Well,
did.
they kind of
No, that was
what,
the-
the Zanaga. The
Zelda-
Zanaga
Well,
evolved.
yeah.
Zerg, yeah.
So somebody created the Zerg.
Well,
not-
until the retcon in the second game where they kind of already existed. I'm not going to get into
No.
it.
They killed the Overmind and freed
Retcon.
Kerrigan so that Kerrigan could take control of the swarm. And,
It's too long to go into.
yeah,
But what game would you want to play the bad guy in? Like,
I think any game that is detached from reality could be fun playing the bad guy.
hey, Michael had a bad answer. What do you guys?
Well, I already said the Flood because that'd be
Yeah, the Flood would be cool if it was the exact same game because it would be like playing like Left 4 Dead. But like multiplayer where you're playing the opposite side because
that's
you would just
fun.
be like, well, I got dead. I'm going to wait till my respawn in 15 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got a weird answer. SimCity.
Ooh.
I want
Wait.
someone to be building their city and then me to be the giant monster who comes in and destroys it.
But you get called
There's
on.
kind of that already, but yeah, I guess I could kind of see that. That would be fun.
Have you ever-
like looking like that perspective of a game? Like you're watching it for like
It's-
15 minutes.
I
you're
want
like,
to play
I'm gonna kill
SimCity
that.
first person and just, this is a nice
first-
industrial sector you've got here.
I think that stuff like that has actually existed though.
Overlord. You ever played the video game Overlord?
Yeah, but you're playing as the bad guy.
Well, you're just straight up playing as the bad guy.
So you're talking about playing the actual good guys then.
Well, no, you play as the bad guy in Overlord.
Yeah, so but we're taking them in reverse now.
He's saying that he would play a game that's normally having a good guy, but instead playing the bad guy instead.
Well,
which is-
playing the other side of it. So like playing the Dr. Robotnik, but and stuff.
Trying to stop that annoying hedgehog from breaking all your crap.
I like having an RTS Flood because especially I like
They already
the
did that with StarCraft.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
well, sure, but I mean, I like the thought process, like also like with 40K and having the Tyranids, like the mind. It's not necessarily even mindless, but like they have their goal, and it's just that their goal is like bringing everything together because they see like discord within the universe. Like, that's an interesting concept.
So can you brought up Sea of Thieves? That actually can be
that's the
interesting.
Megalodon?
Megalodon.
Yeah.
but actually no, I played that game.
Maneater.
Yeah, I played
Maneater,
Maneater, which Actually, I got it for free through Humble Bundle, and I had a lot of fun with that game.
Saw the
It's
videos
like
of it.
it's like a 20-hour game if you want 100% it, and at that point you're kind of. It's like you're kind of just going automatic because the mechanics get repetitive, but at the same time it's still fun. So, but no, that was a good game. But that's essentially kind of what that was.
Yeah.
And you get lasers too. So
if you were to do Bowser, what kind of game would that be? Would that be a city builder where you're just building infrastructures and castles and then
To try to stop Mario.
Here's the Italian.
I'm imagining like a city builder kind
I'm
of.
thinking like a dungeon builder.
first-person shooter.
Oh God.
That would be different.
But then you're just hopping on a bridge.
Yeah. If he gets that axe, you're in trouble.
But like no, playing like a demon accountant in the Doom universe, and you're just like, Jerry's dead. Like he was there yesterday, and then this guy just came running through and killed him.
The HR department.
For Doom. He went out to go check the lines, and it's just gone.
Kyle, I have to say this now because I'm going to forget, but did you see the Warhammer trailer for the...
Dark Tide?
No, there's a new game that just was announced for Warhammer that was just called Bolter, I think.
Oh, yes, for Bolter, for like the 90s version.
Yes!
So I love, like, I've played...
That looked like your game.
I've played Dusk. I've played... well, I actually have a couple... I have Prometheus, and I have a couple of different ones on my wish list. But Bolter is now on my wish list.
Yeah, because I saw that. I'm like, well, Kyle's on
Yep, no, it's on the wish list. So, like, I love those old styles of game.
I'm just imagining back to Bowser. Just him in the castle, watching Mario run across his castle, just dodging everything. He's like, oh crap, where are the hammers? I need hammers.
I can say
a montage.
I have one right now that I could say it, and Michael would 100% agree. Final Fantasy VII.
Playing as Sephiroth?
The whole story of Sephiroth from Sephiroth's perspective.
Like from like the Crisis Core days?
From Crisis Core days.
That would be pretty badass.
It would be badass.
Or to dial it
Why
back,
don't they do that, especially in...
No, because expensive.
dialing it back one notch, Kefka.
No, not so
No.
much.
The only reason I would say not Kefka because Kefka had no complexity. Sephiroth has like because what makes a good villain is a lot of like where you can see some of the right they're doing and the pain they went through and the problems that they've endured. Kefka was just an asshole.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Became a god.
I love Kefka because he was just fun.
That's the best laugh in all of the SNES.
Oh no, the laugh from Chrono Cross. Not Chrono Cross, but Chrono Trigger, the one the villain in that.
I think playing as and this
Well,
is
I think they were the same laugh. I don't
another
know.
one of those from the chat, but playing as Handsome Jack from Borderlands.
Well, so in terms of conditions,
And
that's
that
actually-
already exists kind of, but not into a full context.
no, not really, but yeah,
He was just
actually.
greedy.
Well,
No, he has way more motivation.
if-
Yeah, but
never-
money was the
that the-
primary
sequel?
motivation.
No, we haven't played. I've talked about potentially wanting to stream pre-sequel, but it's not as good of a game. But it is his story. He starts at the beginning with him trying to be good, and you see the shit that he had to go through that made him who he was.
Yeah.
So he is. It actually is good for the story of Jack. It's just not that great of a game.
I think the reason Sephiroth really works is because if you understand Sephiroth's story and its completion, he had reasons.
That's why you have to do
good
Crisis Core.
reasons.
You'd have to go back
for
to Crisis Core.
doing what he did.
I think actually, if you didn't go back to Crisis Core, it'd be boring to play otherwise.
Well, I mean, you could learn the backstory in the original game of why Sephiroth made the decisions he made. But yeah, Crisis Core dives into it more.
There's so many games that you could just go
I
through.
know I keep going back to Nintendo, but
Because that's your thing.
Yeah, it is.
King K. Rool taking the bananas.
I don't know King K. Rool enough.
Well,
King K. Rool is the alligator from...
Yeah,
Donkey Kong.
I know who he is. I just don't know enough about Donkey Kong.
I've brought up Donkey Kong before in that Donkey Kong's a horrible guy.
He just has
No, he's a monster.
Well, no.
bananas.
He hoarded all the bananas.
What every Nintendo hero is really the villain, other than maybe Link.
Yes, but bananas.
Link is an
Ganondorf.
immortal being.
Yeah.
No, he's not immortal because it's a different guy in almost every game.
Yeah.
Well,
but he's at least the good guy the whole time.
But the thing
I
is,
suppose, yes, actually. No, well...
going back to Donkey Kong, the dude had clearly every banana in the freaking jungle.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Bananas have a short shelf life. You could not eat all those bananas before they expired.
Yes.
He was hoarding probably the better portion of the jungle's food supply.
And they try to portray K. Rool as a bad guy, but you've got to imagine, this is a banana republic. This is a third world country. So all the oil barrels, that's just them trying to create an economy.
Yes.
And then Donkey Kong comes to you and wrecks all of them.
And King K. Rool clearly distributed the bananas between different sections.
Yeah.
rather than
Oh, yeah,
hoarding
they're
them
all over
in
the
one
place.
Like, if you've seen some of the stages where you're fighting the bosses, that's just a fraction of Donkey Kong's
Yep.
banana hoard.
Yeah, you've got
It's
villages, you've
ridiculous.
got ancient monuments to the beaver culture from decades past, which K. Rool has maintained.
Yeah. Like,
National parks, even.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong is very much the villain in the Donkey Kong
I-
game.
I would agree.
I'm getting the feeling that almost every Nintendo game is just like basically the story of Spec Ops: The Line.
Except they don't like Samus.
how did you
You're
like
a
that
bad
game,
person.
by the way?
The gameplay was meh.
Well,
But
so
the story's good.
But so this is a deviation. But I liked the implication that you were forced to make choices, and it was only you that was making it in the end. Like
Yes.
that you, it was saying you have to do these two things, and it looks like you could, but there's a third choice, and you can make it. They just don't tell you that's a choice. I love that because there's so many games that are like, here you go. Is it this one or this one? You get to choose to be the bad guy or the good guy. And in this, they say, are you going to be the bad guy or the bad guy? And then there's a third option that's just the slightly less. And I like that, but the
Instead
problem
of
is
going up or down,
Well,
here's two
Well, like-
doors.
but Spec Ops: The Line specifically was born of its time in that very short period of time with gaming.
I don't want to give any spoilers to it, but it is definitely a game where there's choices that are given, and you even when you know that is coming, you're unsure on it because it's just comes out of nowhere. So, but no, that is a good one. I can't really think of it, but also I don't want to keep that one going too long because that was like in chat they're just listing a whole bunch too. But Pokemon Snap, how do you play the villain in Pokemon Snap?
You throw everything at the Pokemon.
No. The villain is the
it's the guy throwing the apples.
Yeah, it's the
Yes.
it's the
You are the villain.
It's
You
the
are.
stink ball. You are the villain already.
Oak. He says Oak is the villain.
Oak is the villain. No.
Oak is definitely the villain. He's doing your mom.
No,
Wow, he probably is.
Oak is a senile old man who has no control or memory. It's just, are you a boy or a girl? what's my grandson's name?
It's true. It's true. Grandpa, what's wrong with you, Grandpa?
Watch. It's red. My name's Steven. Why do you keep calling me Red, Grandpa?
You just named Michael. That was just Michael right
That's
there.
me in like 5 years.
I
I did want to say on Spec Ops: The Line though, my favorite part of that game is the end where it's like
No, don't
been
spoil it.
like
it's been a while,
12
but
years.
it's been 12
It's
years.
one of those games where
but
you won't be able to
I
remember.
wouldn't
fine.
give away the end. But
yes.
we should go on to your question. But actually, first, I kind of so at Winnie City, there was something that happened at a Dunkin' Donuts, and I wanted you to talk about it.
oh no.
Wait, this relates to Spec Ops: The Line.
Nope, it
No,
relates
it's
to nothing. I
completely-
just thought of it, but it's funny.
All right. I was getting breakfast at Dunkin' Donuts when
I know what he's talking about.
yes. So I'm standing there and me, my beautiful self, ordering this food, yes. Looks at my receipt and realizes the cashier across that took on my order rung me up with a senior discount.
There's some Zoomer in Chicago giving Michael a senior's discount.
I wanted to complain, like say something like, no, I'm not a senior. But there was the other part of my brain like, no, shut up, you idiot. You're saving like $1.30.
And none of us that went through the line got a senior discount. Only Michael.
Only me.
But the look on his face was both equal, like I know this is funny, but I'm defeated.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was so good.
How
No.
much is your pride worth?
I loved showing it to
$1.30.
I loved
Do you
showing
still have that receipt?
No, I tossed it.
We
I
have
took
the
pictures
picture of it.
Oh, I guess.
But no, like I just
friend.
remember like coming up to you and like Adam and not Adam. Who else was there? Jay.
Yeah,
Jay was there.
Jay is my cousin.
And I hand both of you the receipt. You're like, "What's wrong?" And I say nothing. I just show you the receipt, and there's this look of confusion. And you're reading the receipt. There's this, and then there's.
It
this
took me a
moment
while
like,
to figure it out.
oh no!
Yeah,
I almost
I was looking at the photo on Discord. It took me a good solid 3 minutes to figure out what the heck was wrong. Like it was absolutely perfect.
It took me a little bit, but when I saw it, I'm like, huh? But yeah, it was really, really good. But what do you guys are whispering to each other? Do you have a bottle opener?
No,
There's no bottle opener.
Did you literally bring a bottle without a bottle opener?
Yes,
this is wood.
this is
gonna work.
spoon. That will not work.
Don't hurt your spoon.
Don't
I didn't
hurt
bring
the
my
table.
keys up here. Oh no, that's my chair. Oh no, that's just
Right.
gonna.
It's gonna make a mess. No, don't do. Maybe
I'm selling this place. Actually, that might.
that might. Don't hurt yourself. Do
my
not
God.
cut yourself.
will.
If you
Do we
bleed
need paper
all over
towels?
the
Because
place,
we already have a spill on the table.
There's a different one up there. You can grab that one.
just
You
can't
can drink
drink
that one
it.
afterwards. Anyways, so Michael, what was your
Fuck
question?
the monkey.
All right, my question. Well, see, you guys all had like good questions, but mine's better.
We're talking about sentient water.
Yeah, you don't have far to go.
Is Elmer Fudd a Hannibal Lecter level villain?
He's a vegetarian.
Is he?
Yes.
Yes, because he hunts sentient
For
creatures.
sport.
That doesn't make it good.
No, there's
Like these are individuals.
But your question is already moot. He's a vegetarian.
He might be a vegetarian, but he's still
So
somebody
is Hannibal.
who hunts.
No, you said Hannibal specifically.
Yeah.
So your
Said
question is
Hannibal.
answered. So we move on.
You're right.
What?
We're over.
He's
This
not
is over.
Hannibal Lecter.
I said if he's Hannibal Lecter level.
Lefter.
Lefter.
Is he a righty or a lefty?
Okay, well, what level villain is he? Because he's somebody who hunts people who later became his neighbors. That he's like, what are your last words, Rabbit? And
He did
like,
send his child to school in Tiny Toons to the same place where the people he was trying to murder sent their. Wait, were those children or nephews?
Those were nephews. I'm
like
pretty
Elvira and Babs
Yeah.
and Buster.
Those were nephews. He never had children.
So
No, he had
Elmer has.
Elvira was like his niece.
No, he never had children.
something.
It was niece or
Okay.
nephew or some sort of related family.
Right.
Yeah, but like he was trying to murder all of their families. There was episodes I remember of them like begging and like showing pictures of like their imaginary kids, like Bugs Bunny. They're just, like I would just say goodbye
He
to my
had a
children.
relationship, a brief relationship with Bugs Bunny in a wig.
He did every
Well,
time she
at least 5 seconds each.
yeah. No,
He was
I'm,
desperate.
I am happy to hear, however.
He is an unfortunately lisping bald man.
John, are you still working at that bottle?
He
I
is.
want it.
He's doing it. He's doing it. He's got it.
He did. Oh, there you go.
Attacked him.
He did. No, it's good that he's a vegetarian. I didn't know he was a vegetarian because I was thinking he didn't get bugs, but like all his other neighbors are just in a freezer inside of his house because that's the ones he got. Because that's what he did. He hunted like other sentient beings
Yeah, that's what.
for pleasure.
Are you saying-
in every episode that Elmer Fudd was
Else
involved
has
in
he
the early
hunted
days?
other than Bugs and Daffy?
No, he never hunted anybody else.
Michael, define
Bugs and Daffy.
Define sentient.
They are begging for their lives.
Are they
It's
filled
like-
with water?
No, is that?
They fill with water.
Are you saying that a normal deer isn't sentient?
Okay, sapient is the appropriate word.
Sapient. Well, okay.
Define that word.
You have no idea what that means.
Capable of higher levels of thought.
Is that what sapient means?
Yes.
I think it actually is, to be honest.
Yeah.
Is it, John?
Sapiens.
supposed to know these things.
Why are you asking him?
Sentient-
Why don't you trust me?
Sapiens is the differential between you're allowed to like understand differences between things.
Well, there's the ability to recognize yourself when you look in the mirror.
Yes.
There's the ability to form complex thoughts of saying, this person, if this, or to contextualize this person
I
has
thought it was all
thoughts.
externalization. I thought if you were able to externalize things other than yourself in a context, then you were sapient.
So if you're able to ascribe emotions to things outside of yourself.
Yeah, like
I
if there
do
is a
this,
if there
this
is a
thing will
bug
be sad.
a bug does not say if I walk 3 steps I am therefore 3 steps forward. A bug says I walk 3 steps.
Is a
I
dog
walk 3
sapient?
more steps.
No.
A dog would not be sapient.
Sure.
Yes.
I've seen some pretty fucking smart dogs. Is a dolphin?
No,
Yeah,
that's
Dolphins are difficult, but
dolphins and octopuses probably borderline it.
Octopi
Octopi.
are definitely not
delicious, though.
sapient. They are delicious.
Dolphins are smarter than octopi.
Octopi are definitely sapient.
Well, they're
or not
different.
sapient, but they're delicious.
They are different.
They kind of
Dolphins are worse people.
Yes.
They are,
but they are
yes.
smarter people.
Smarter than
I wouldn't say they're
octopi?
Yes.
smarter.
Like octopuses, they
They don't do things with corpses.
they're smart, but they kind of have
Elmer
their
Fudd
brain
does.
everywhere.
Elmer
weird.
Fudd
They're
does
weird.
not. He mounts trophies. He sends the corpse to a taxidermist.
He
He
basically
takes the corpses and does something.
he
with them.
basically
Food.
Elmer Fudd looks
Sells
at
them
his
for food.
neighbors in the neighborhood and is like, "Look at that! That's a rabbit or duck person. I'm gonna hunt them later. for
I'd mount
sport."
them on my wall.
Maybe,
Yes.
maybe Elmer
Even
Fudd
through
is,
Albuquerque.
Maybe he's vegetarian because if he eats what he kills, then he can't profiteer off of it. So he's penny pinching.
Profiteer?
What,
How do you
is it-
He's
profiteer off
selling
killing your
rabbit
neighbors?
meat.
Is he
It's
just
rabbit venison.
No.
Rabbit venison?
yes.
That's not a thing.
What?
There we go.
I knew you.
Okay.
Just wait until you get to that rabbit beef.
Oh my god.
So he's a taxidermist or something. I don't know.
No,
He's
does-
hunting.
Yeah, he's hunting, but hunting and doing your own taxidermy are two different skill sets.
I just
Well, he's
feel
gonna
like
do something with the corpses he
He
collects.
sends them to the taxidermist.
I thought he was
Okay.
just always he was a hunter just by trade. And then he always got like unreasonably angry. So I just feel like he had like an emotional problem.
No,
the
like,
entire
that's
time.
Yosemite
That's
Sam.
Yosemite Sam, and he's not a psychopath. He's just angry. Like he's the
I
kind
can
of guy.
relate.
Like
What's the difference?
the difference is one person shoots you because he's angry at you and you pissed him off.
That's
and
called a psychopath.
The other one does it because he's just like, this is fun.
Both need
That's
therapy.
a psychopath.
Both of those need therapy.
Both need therapy.
Yes, both need therapy. Well, one's a psychopath and one just has severe management.
But
anger
one is
management
acceptable. Is what
the
you're saying.
Issues. No,
valley-
not acceptable. Just not in the same category as the guy who just kills for fun.
Yosemite
There's
Sam
a
had-
question of, would you prefer be very quiet? I'm hunting my neighbor.
Or true.
Ooh, I'm gonna shoot that guy. I would prefer the second.
You'd prefer the ooh.
Yes, because at least you know he's like you've done something to anger him.
That's
And
Danny
he's gonna-
DeVito. He just shows up last.
He just goes up rather than the guy who's like creeping around, like I'm hunting my neighbors, like that.
Hi.
That guy, I want nothing to do with. That guy scares me.
All right. Well, we're gonna move on from there. That's gonna because it's getting dark.
Apparently, well,
Looney Tunes is
We-
dark.
I love how like
dark.
I want to sometimes just take what the question started with and then whatever the last topic was talked about. So we started with is Elmer Fudd, like what was that? Hannibal
like-
Lecter.
yeah.
The
Hannibal
question
Lecter.
was,
And
which notable serial killer / villain is Elmer
no, he
Fudd?
said
Yes.
specifically Hannibal.
Well, I said if he's on the same level, but we decided he's slightly below it because he
He's a
doesn't eat
I
vegetarian.
know,
corpses.
but we started.
Well, Hannibal is
He just mounts
noted
them.
because he's really smart, and he only is killing rude people.
Elmer Fudd definitely is not smart.
he
if
is not smart.
we're not starting this again.
Okay,
There's more to discuss here.
No, I'm saying that when you started with Elmer Fudd, you end with Danny DeVito. Like where along the line?
They are very similar in like body type.
well, my question started with living forever
you know,
and ended
it's
with
not-
Pope's sandwich.
Danny DeVito's more lower half than upper half. Elmer Fudd is more upper half.
Well, it's all in his head.
Danny DeVito
Yeah.
is half sandwich, half egg.
Yes, he is. That is Danny DeVito.
All right. But anyways, so for the next section here, because it's the normal questions, I have some improv trivia. And I decided this time I was going to go with a theme. And so I went with
theme.
future trivia. Ooh. So I'm only asking questions of things that haven't happened yet.
In the year
Because I
2000.
Oh no, that's a Conan callback.
so all these questions have to do with things that are
2007,
sometime.
there was famine.
Shut up, Kyle.
The
So
year 25.
yeah, it doesn't mean that you.
It's everyone's turn.
Anyway, so all these questions are about things that haven't happened yet, and I've kind of given a year, but they're all just arbitrary. So, anyways, there is no timer on this, but it is to give them a question. They come up with an answer, and then have to give us some context to that answer. I have two questions for each.
Can you do the ding anyway?
Okay.
There was no ding.
There it is.
It's a 5
What
second
do you mean there was no thing? It was the
I got scared. Okay,
I just like that ding.
it is a nice ding.
It is nice. I have it pretty low right now, but okay. So, John, I have your first question. What company became the first to successfully mine an asteroid for raw materials in 2044?
Spanx.
Ooh,
Spanx?
Spanx.
Yeah,
I love that company.
Their business model has rapidly expanded.
Well,
in the next 400 years.
Yeah, I don't.
This
mean
is
to-
2044.
Oh, yeah, in the next 20
2044.
years. But beyond that, since they get to that asteroid, it's interplanetary domination.
I was just impressed that they went from adult diapers to interplanetary
Adult diapers?
No, do not pee in
They're
your
like
Spanx.
No, Spanx was
Why are you
No.
peeing in your Spanx?
Don't pee in Spanx. They do not absorb.
Oh, okay. First, I have the question. What is a Spanx? Actually,
They're elastic, which kind of holds yourself in so that you look slimmer than you actually
that's
are.
like saying that we invent that like
They're a modern
Depends
man girdle.
hydrophobic diaper.
Spanx are
It
not a
runs
diaper.
out.
Spanx are a girdle.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
But yeah, so how do they mine the asteroid?
No, as I said, they really advanced their business model.
Well, they advanced their business model, but like what
They need
technology?
the exotic materials from that asteroid. The
Oh.
phlebotinum.
Yeah.
What is a phlebotinum?
It's in the newest version of Spanx.
yeah.
It not only tucks, it lifts.
No, nobody can explain it. But a giant latex asteroid is headed for, and only Spanx knows how to mine it.
The latex asteroid sounds
It's
the best.
I mean,
Amazing.
if it did
There's
have,
a story behind that
if
one.
it did hit, it would bounce.
It would.
But it's more profitable to mine it before it hits.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
if it's gonna hit, they're like, wait, I need to launch a nuke at it, and the nuke just bounces out.
Oh no! It's coming back.
Jesus Christ! All right. So Kyle, I have your question.
Okay.
Following World War IV, what species will rise from the ashes of our world to build a new civilization?
The small Newtons.
You didn't even finish my question.
That doesn't
The
matter.
small Newtons?
The only thing that would arise from the Newtonian age would be the small Newton.
What is a Newton?
What is a new? Yes.
Small Albert Einstein's about yay tall.
Well, because
I was hoping it was like
there
little
is-
fig Newtons. that
There is the
became-
Albert Einstein quote that he doesn't know what war or what weapons World War III will be fought with, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. So right after that, right after the World
ready.
War,
yeah,
sticks
small,
and stones,
basically small hobbit people
the Newtons.
with
Yeah.
small stones, because most of the large stones were eradicated via the nuclear war.
the treaties on the large rocks.
So tiny little men about yay high,
Wait,
Six-
from the floor or from the table?
6 to 8 inches tall, will fight with sticks and stones.
Wait, are we getting back to Smurfs? What color are they?
Oh, this
No,
great
they're definitely
Smurf
not
Wars.
blue.
Okay, they're not blue.
What
No,
color are they?
They're ashen gray. 'Cause they must
Okay.
mix in with their environments, how they survive.
Right, camouflage.
So they're just malnourished Smurfs.
Well,
Gray Smurfs are not Smurfs.
Yeah, they're like the pale.
So it's little Newtons. Little like they are the crazy hair. How do they reproduce?
well,
Is there
osmosis only.
Is it-
Mainly.
I don't know if I want people to say Monly.
only.
It's mainly and only mixed together with some
Yeah.
moaning thrown in.
That sounds. That,
I don't
that's how
know.
the non-Smurfs do
Like,
it.
hey, baby, you want some physics? Do the class. That was
I've
weird.
got a
wonderful.
prism here.
Oh my!
I'm going to drop that apple.
4 quarters.
All right. Michael, I got your question.
Already,
Yes.
I'm surprised.
Because you're after Kyle. All right. In 2034, the scientists discovered the cure for cancer after extensive research into what?
Pickle sausages.
Pickle sauce.
Yeah, they tried to genetically combine a pickle and a sausage because they're roughly the same shape, using teleportation technology to merge them, like in that movie The Fly, to make the perfect food.
Wait.
the pickle sausage.
The genes of a pickle
Yeah.
are cucumber genes. The
Yes.
genes of
And
a
vinegar
sausage-
genes.
Vinegar genes.
Yes.
Wait, is a sausage sentient before it becomes a pickle sausage?
Well,
It's got water in it.
not
It has
before.
water, it does have water in it.
But there's no telling, like, when you merge a pickle and sausage.
Wait a minute, a cucumber is like 80% water. Does that mean
Yes.
it's more sentient than
Everything
us?
You've said that it's one sentience, so
Yeah,
it's the same
so-
sentience.
But
for
like
everything.
when you put the pickle and the sausage in the teleporter and then you merge them, I would not be surprised if it screamed a little bit and you had to like put it down before you could like eat it to cure cancer.
Wait,
So
Wait, this cures
Yes.
cancer now?
Yeah,
How
yeah, you can.
That was the question.
so how
Yeah.
much genetic difference is there between pickles and relish? Pickle relish.
Pickle relish,
Yeah.
like genetic. I mean,
What's the genetic difference there?
Yeah,
Is there-
how many
is
chromosomes?
Is there a
Because if
genetic
it's the
difference?
same, then pickle relish on a sausage, you just put that in a blender and cure cancer.
oh no,
There was a lot of.
we've done it,
We can
John.
save 10 years.
No, we can save so many
We've changed
people.
the future.
There was like $400 billion
That's all we
spent on
needed.
on pickle sausage
Teleportation
transportation technology,
technology.
And we just
all
needed
you had-
pickle relish.
All you needed to do was have one old guy in
Mix
like
with
the
sausage.
basement of like a janitorial complex, blending together his hot dog and relish because he's too old to eat it any other way.
I can't chew anymore.
The cure for cancer came from Jeff Hermanson in his basement. He made a hot dog and his cancer
He was a
yeah.
janitorial cleric of the 4th degree.
He couldn't
It's
deal with
not-
the red hots because of that snap from the skin. Just it's too hard. My God.
He added Tabasco sauce because it didn't have enough flavor yet.
It's not the same if you do it that way because the pickle sauce screams when you bite into it, and it gives that extra curative.
If it's
like
screaming, did you add any Rick to this?
no, you just didn't.
Oh
like,
no, John took us too far.
I don't know.
Okay, never mind.
No Rick and Morty
Take it back.
references.
Take
That's
it
only
back.
gonna come to
Going in the
really.
Shame.
Going the wrong way. It's a funny show, but then it became weird. So okay, so John, I have your next question. So yeah, shut up, but answer the question.
Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
So your next question. What insignificant event was determined to be the cause of the destruction of Florida in 2074?
There was this one butterfly
Oh.
yeah,
What year?
in next year.
I was just gonna.
So it's 2023.
So
that
71 years.
It took Kyle. It's 2074. You have no idea. It was 50.
somewhere. I figured the destruction.
No, it's 2074.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this insect started a viral video campaign. Well,
Okay.
someone videoed,
Oh no, he got a phone.
and they
no.
videoed this thing, and then
Butterfly
they put
TikTok.
it on the YouTubes, and they forgot about it for a decade, but it was discovered 20 years before 7044. Or no, 2074.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes,
Makes
and
it-
20 years before 2074 is 2054. Math. 2054. YouTube brought this butterfly back. It had been dead for decades, but it started a meme phenomenon, which denigrated Florida to such an extent that its self-esteem just plummeted. And there was like mass bath salt suicides where people were like digging their own graves, and so much digging happened that Florida disappeared.
I always figured Florida would end with group consensus. Configured.
Configured.
Wait,
John said
Did you
math.
think they buried Florida underneath corpses?
No, they were digging their graves, but because they were so digging, all of the land, all of the dirt went away.
John hit a point where he just started making words.
Birds, butterflies.
Did they? Where
The
did they?
butterfly was insulting Florida and it hurt
they-
its self-esteem.
Did they pile all the dirt into Georgia and then flood Florida?
John, can you tell us more about your math baths?
Yes, math baths. And
Math baths?
You said math bath.
then you corrected yourself. We're going with this
Yes,
one.
well, you start out with a number 2.
And the water fights back.
Math baths are over because the water was unhappy with
You
us.
don't put a number 2 in the bathtub.
No. If they don't allow
Again, not helping the self-esteem.
if they don't allow it in the community pool, they won't allow it in your home.
This is why I'm not allowed to use the bathtub.
That was
All
a
right.
Snickers bar, Kyle.
All right, speaking of Kyle, I have your question. Kyle, the Cyborg Uprising of 2066 was a result of what incident?
Oh God, no! It was too many people downloading Notepad++.
I'm in trouble.
There was all of these nerds downloading Notepad++ and then hooking it into their own business And so, like, everyone on the planet and every business was using Notepad++, and then it became sentient because the developers became super meta.
Wait,
Are
I
we-
thought it'd be fun.
are we there?
Yeah, 'cause
Is
Who here
Notepad?
has Notepad++? I do.
yes,
I do.
we all. I do.
Wait, is that before or after Notepad double plus?
No,
What's double plus?
Double plus.
What's
That,
double
that is
plus?
plus.
That is plus plus.
So plus is double plus.
Yeah.
I feel like John is trying to feel like he knows computer things.
Different.
Yeah. The banker.
Double plus Notepad.
No, it is.
know Excel.
Notepad++ is amazing. It's an amazing program. I've been using it for 10 years.
Yep.
I've been using it for a few months to copy
Wait,
lines
you
for a
hooked
thing.
it onto your business computer along
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
everybody else in the world.
You're leading
I-
to Skynet.
I did it.
I
needed
have
it
not.
for derpies.
No.
I've been
Net
programming in
Sky.
Java, just using normal Notepad.
Yeah,
You know, I used to do that all the time. I didn't think Notepad Plus was that big a deal. I just do stuff in
Oh
regular
my god, it's
Notepad.
amazing.
It does organize things better.
if you're doing programming stuff,
You do it
Notepad++
correctly.
is great. Also, when I was doing some web development stuff, I had to match up certain things to see differences, and you could sync vertical scrolling.
Yep.
So it was super nice to be able to match the two up. Scroll down, you can scroll down multiple pages and see, oh, now it's off by 2, so I know where I can have to fix things. So it was actually pretty nice.
Notepad++ has a lot of utility.
And there's a couple like the control. I think it was Control T for transpose, so you could swap 2 lines.
Yeah.
And Control
never
D
used
for
that,
duplicate. No, it was super nice when you were like initiating variables because you could just be like duplicate,
yeah,
duplicate, and then when it came to transposing, you just put the wrong order. And you're like, boop. I still to this day use the wrong keystrokes because of No++.
I don't know how nerdy I want to get on this.
No.
No.
Like, Notepad Plus is pretty great.
It is pretty great.
Yeah. I went nerdy.
That's
enough.
why it literally
So-
took over the world.
Nerdy question then.
Oh no.
Programming language of choice minus VBA.
Okay.
Definitely not Java.
I'm gonna have to agree with John just because it's the only programming language currently I use. I just did VBA today.
It's
And
the programming language of Excel.
It's
You're an
Microsoft.
Excel monster.
Well,
It's Visual Basic for applications. It's Visual Basic, but specifically made for
I use
Office.
Visual Basic for CodeSoft, so
Yeah,
I had to say that one.
I've used Python a few times though because certain Lua scripts and stuff like a lot of
Lua scripts are
yeah they're
different.
but Python is easy. But the reason I don't like Python, actually even Visual Basic, I'm so used to it. The end of a line, you put something to end the line, and Visual Basic and Python are just like you're right, and then the next line is the new line. And Visual Basic like, oh no, you want to like continue the line on? Oh, you need to put an underscore, and it's like
Yeah, because it's
Visual
dumb.
Basic? Yeah.
I know, but I don't. I like just give me a freaking semicolon.
I don't want to have to
Why
keep
can't you end the
scrolling to
line
the
there?
right. This line is like 180 characters long.
Well, that's
Put
why
it on the next line.
That's why you
the
use
underscore.
That's why you use Notepad++.
This is also why also commenting on VBA.
Yes.
Yes.
Why is it not /
No,
Oh God, who
apostrophe.
knows?
I do.
Oh God, who knows?
I do, apostrophe. The problem is that if you're doing a string within a string,
Text. Yeah.
then it's annoying.
What is it? HTML that uses //
Java, C++, HTML,
C++
Well, not
is
C++,
what I'm thinking of, yeah.
JavaScript. I think also uses it. I'm just so used to it. Even
/ should be universal. No reason not to.
we're going ultra
This,
nerdy on
this
this.
is ultra nerd.
Like I said,
So, Michael, you haven't answered.
I haven't answered.
Yeah, programming language of choice.
Here's the thing. I've learned Java when I was in college, but I've used so many different programming language to do various things on various programs that I rarely learn what exactly I'm using. I just know to like, oh, this is what works. So I'll do this in this program and then I'll jump over to something completely
Control
different.
C, Control V. That's my programming
like,
language.
Google is my programming language. Actually, I was waiting for
Yeah.
Michael to be like
Yeah, really.
English.
No,
English.
no, like
I mean, not even that.
No,
I've been taking a crash course in like Unreal Engine recently.
I know the concepts of programming, but I never remember syntax. And so every day it's you Google, how do I do this? And you look it up and you have it done in 10 seconds.
Well, especially when you're using proprietary language software.
Well,
so much
everything's
easier.
very similar.
Yeah.
Well, it's similar, but it's not always the same.
over
Well,
half
there's
of
different lines.
the majority of a programming language has nothing to do with the language. It's the syntax. If you can learn a syntax and a single programming language, you've already learned half of all other programming languages. Because they all work the same. Like loops work very similar. You just have to figure out the way to word it
My
and stuff.
favorite coding joke is a guy was trying to make it so that his tablet would have a split screen. And after like 3 months of working, he decided to instead use two phones and have just two phones taped together. And a guy went to him and said, that's not coding. That's just finding two things that work and slapping them together.
Yes.
And the other guy said, that's coding.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's fine. Like they were talking about, I think it was Half as Interesting did a video where they were talking about a guy that there's this like network framework of the internet where everybody shares all these different scripts and you call upon all these other ones. They're all public on the internet. But technically, the person that created it owns it. And this guy got really pissed about something at one point. And so he had something. It was just a little script that was like about just something about left aligning text or left something with text, but literally almost every website used it, and he decided to remove it from the library. And it literally broke the internet for like 24 hours because nobody could use it because it was no longer available. And he eventually got it back up because they basically were like, you have to put this back up, and they had to change some things. But it was just so funny that like there is literally some people out there that have that kind of control over something that's only 3 lines long, but it's so much easier to just write one word than 3 lines of code.
There is some Spurgeon out there who's doing Lua, and he is changing your life every day.
Thank you, GitHub.
I made some awesome things on GitHub once upon a time.
But anyways, I need to get to actually Michael's last question. So Michael, your last question. In 2025, scientists were able to open a portal to another dimension that led to what magical place?
This is a trap.
It is a trap. It sounds like one. Yeah.
You know, they'll tell you it leads to a magical land of horses.
No, you can say whatever you
happiness.
want. It's your freedom. It's your answer to the
It's
question.
your answer, Michael.
It's definitely going to go to Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Why?
The land.
Not Detroit.
Wait,
No.
you had your opportunity in your
Wait,
No,
a better
they-
Detroit?
They'll tell you it goes to a magical land of magical horses, but Detroit City Council spent the last of their resources. The only way they could figure getting people to Detroit was to open up a portal, tell them they went to a magical land of candy and happiness, and then you end up in Detroit.
I need a clarification. Is it this Detroit? Is it 8 Mile Detroit? Is it RoboCop Detroit?
2025.
Oh, it better be
3 years from now, Detroit.
It's like 2005
What
Detroit.
year is RoboCop?
No, I said 2025.
Okay, 2025 Detroit.
It's like-
it's not better.
It's not
like
even-
2006 is
I love how I
Wait,
said.
if RoboCop is 2006,
Well-
then 2025 is 20 or 19 years after RoboCop.
Well, they've already workshopped the new
RoboCop's already dead.
Yeah,
Like twice.
He's a
The-
cyborg.
He's double
The
dead.
Ed 209s are way more advanced.
Okay, so it might be
Please
offensive
comply.
to some people, but Sir Edward just said Detroit is a magical place. Your wallet is in your pocket next second. It's not.
I just imagine that like the city council of Detroit's like sat down like, okay, we have this much money. It's all we have left. How do we get people back to Detroit? And one guy's like, I have a plan. And they're like, come one and all to this magical portal which will lead to candy and happiness
And mom's spaghetti.
friendship. Yes, that level of happiness
That
is spaghetti.
actually was like,
Yes.
holy shit, where'd that come from?
And it came from Detroit. And then you're like,
Motor
it's like,
City.
yay! And then you run at the portal, and you get there, and it's like, oh no, what do I stepped into? And you go to turn back, and the portal's gone. And they're just like, we got you.
There's just some
then you have
guys sitting there with pistols, and it's like, this is how it works. And you're just like, God damn it.
And then
Take
you have
out your
to-
wallet in hand.
You have to walk 8 miles.
Yep.
Yeah.
For mom's
It's
spaghetti.
basically like the green zone
Just to
in,
get out
in
of
Somalia.
Yeah, well, you got to go to mom's.
Wait, it's in the green zone? The green zone is a nice place.
No, I'm saying like you, in order to get to the green zone, you have to pass the portal.
I'm just like from Sonic.
No, that's Green Hill Zone.
Oh, it's different.
It's different.
Okay.
Very, very
Yes.
different.
Does Sonic take place in Detroit? Because I've seen the movie. It could be Detroit.
I think
No,
Black
that
Hawk,
was
Black Hawk
Detroit.
Down definitely
Yeah.
took place in Detroit.
All right. Well, I have a.
We're throwing a lot of shade at Detroit.
I think. All right. So I do want to get in some audience questions. So I did get 3 audience questions this
So
time.
far.
No, I'm not going to go to any new ones. I'd have to review those. So I do have 3. So these are audience questions from anybody that's a channel supporter on Patreon or Twitch. So thank you guys very much for the support. There's actually a couple
Always.
people listening right now. So thank you guys for hanging out with us and providing some commentary because that was really
Some
good,
good
Edward.
commentary about that.
So the first question comes from Null and Void. No, actually, no, because he actually asked what time does the pre-show start. That doesn't count.
My bad.
No, so
It starts before the show.
he does have another question, but I'll get to that one. So, Bus Filming Pone asks, when you have a hard time figuring something out, what action or steps would you take to resolve that issue?
Number one is Google.
Actually, yeah, there's the phrase I like to use of the chances that you are the first person to experience the problem you are having is super low. So somebody else has probably asked it. And so, yes, Google it. I probably half my job is Googling. Actually, there's a thing with IT that says the difference between IT and you is their IT is better at Googling than you are.
I mean,
and I love that phrase because that's all it is the answer's out there. You just need to know what you're looking for.
I think that's a large problem, though, nowadays, where like nobody actually knows their craft. They know their craft to a point of where they can look it up in a directory.
Well, once you look it up and you learn it, that's how learning
But if
works.
you never retain the information, like if you Google something 3 months ago, do you remember that thing?
I mean, if you do it enough, you'll remember.
That's not what I
If
asked.
you do it once, then that's not your craft. That's something you did that one time.
No, it could be.
Well, getting back
If you keep
to
doing it, but then you'll remember.
getting back to the nerdy stuff of code, I found 60 lines of code which solved the problem of Internet Explorer going away, and I shared that with another person. And I was the Messiah saving them.
Yes.
Yes.
And all you did was copy paste somebody else.
Yeah, and I put code at the top. The only change I made was putting code at the top saying, comment, I found this on GitHub.
Well, I think it's funny that the people that make the most money are probably script kiddies.
Yeah.
It's the people that are actually making the code are just the people that are super smart in their basement without the actual job.
Man,
Without the ability to monetize their
They're not
if I have known business in general, if somebody can make a GUI, you are making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I just got a guy
year.
banned on a video game once for my code on GitHub.
Rip.
Yeah. That's a story for another time.
I had it like most people don't realize that, like, John, you probably know this, like in VBA, that you can actually make forms that pop up.
Yeah.
Like I sent somebody a thing I made that actually had a form pop up. They're like, how do you do that? I'm like, it's just a function in Excel.
You right click on this portion of the
Well, it's to actually,
coding.
Because they don't even know how the coding stuff works, but to actually build a custom form, they're like, how did you do that? And I was like, it's literally built into it. Yes, you probably have to dig a little deep to figure it out. But
what
it's
did you use to build this? Excel.
Yeah, it was
that's the best part of
kind of.
programs, where somebody has thought of it for you, and then you just use it, and you impress everybody.
I know.
Including the boss,
There
including
is-
the VPs. Everyone's like, "How did you do that?" I'm like,
I
well,
wrote-
it was technically already inside the program, but
wrote-
nobody was using it yet.
I wrote about 40 lines of code, something like this, for a program, and they're like, "This is a game changer." I'm like, literally, it's like 3 loops and a couple calls. Like, it's nothing.
All I'm doing is pulling out 3 points of data, and
But-
I'm having a user input 6.
But
That's it.
It sounds easy, but learning how that stuff works, how you can make them work and put it together, is actually so far down sometimes in the steps that somebody isn't going to, even if you showed somebody the context, how things are written, they're still not going to know how it works.
Again, GUI kids.
Oh, no,
They get the money.
I'm
Well,
glad.
there's
They
stuff
get
I've
GUI.
made that if I went back to it now, I'd have no clue because it was just a mess that I threw
Comment.
together.
It's like
Yeah.
Comments.
Yeah. You have to,
Yeah.
you have to explain.
No.
There's TF2 code that
I
says
com-
I don't understand.
Comment your code.
No,
Yeah.
I refuse. I want it to be
Why?
lost. I want all the information to be lost to time.
I have done
All
this.
my coding has to disappear.
If you have 600 lines of code that you've written, and if you have no comments, that is code that is worthless.
Yes.
Because
very much.
It is.
1 year,
Yes.
you will not know how it works.
Or if
Exactly.
I had
And it's
somebody.
lost to time.
I just had somebody just today that sent me an Excel document that says, "Hey, it's broken," and I knew it would eventually break because I said, work it this way," and nobody ever will. And so I actually have a button now that says, "Click this button to fix it when it breaks." It will rebuild it all. But he
great,
said
though.
this to me, and it was a year ago, so I can't remember any of it. But I went into it. And I had commented. So you don't read the code, you read the comments. And then I'm like, okay, there's the structure. I got it down now. And it was like that because I knew I had to go back to it.
Well, it's so important. That's why you get all these memes from old source developers being just like, what was that YouTube video that was like? It was like TF2 or Half-Life, where they're just like, I don't know what this code does, but it works, so we're gonna leave it as it is.
No, my favorite is that one is the video of the guy where he keeps putting the peg into the same hole, and like, so where does the square peg go? Into the square hole. And he keeps putting it in the same
Where
one.
does the triangle peg go?
Into the square hole.
But it worked. He did that, but
It
then
works every time.
But then somebody replied, recording themselves saying, a programmer watching somebody using their program. And at the beginning, they're like, put the square in the square hole. And she's like, yes, good job. By the end, they're putting everything in. She's like,
oh God, no. You can't square root dysfunction this way. You have to stop.
There's another meme I've seen that says, I coded this in a drunken stupor. I have no idea how it works. I have spent 3 hours coding this. When you try to fix this, please update the comments saying how many hours you have wasted trying to fix this. And then the hour mark is
has a log
300 hours.
I actually had it. So we, this is a story out of topic, but it's a funny story. So we had a program we were implementing that was a system for document stuff, whatever. When I worked in medical, it was supposed to keep track of a bunch of stuff, but it was also keeping track of training for documents, and you could set up retraining and whatever. And they said, if you want to play around with the system to kind of get a hold of it, if there's anything you find off, just let us know. And so I'm going through the retraining, and it says, how long for retraining do you want to put in? I'm sitting here thinking from a programmer standpoint, I'm like, -1 billion. And I hit okay, and it goes accepted.
Somebody had a rounding error.
Yeah, because they did not put a limit on their variable, which means you are looking at some overflow problems. You're looking at a bunch of problems.
Somebody didn't round.
I broke that. I did 1 billion because I was like, they're probably using like maybe not an integer, but like a double. And I'm going to see if I can try to go past this or something. Yeah, I broke it completely.
Yeah.
It completely crashed our training system where it said no days. It said that training was completed in like 1852. Like this thing had no idea what it was doing. And I messaged the people and I'm like, this is, I can understand, like, if you give us something and it's kind of broken, but this is actually critical. Like, you literally can let me put in any number I want.
We have taken a hard left turn into nerd territory.
Yeah, oh my God.
And we're lingering on it very hard.
If you don't do yes or no commenting, you're doing it wrong.
No, it is I always tell people when they have, like, stuff, if they say, well, can you put as a number field here? I say, what is the minimum, what is the maximum? You got to tell me where the number is because I will not make a variable
integer. That does not. Then you're fucked.
So to get it out of nerd territory, just to explain what we're talking about, in coding, commenting is saying what this 3 lines actually does.
Well, commenting is separating from the code and making something that is English.
Yeah, it's saying these 6 lines checks to make sure that you have the right account number.
Yeah, it's so that, and the nice thing is, normally in a lot of the programs, it will color it different, so you can in VBA,
it's green. It does.
Yeah, it's green, so that means that you just read through the green, and if you can read all the text, you get the flow, and then you can go from there. But
it's like in any other instruction saying, you press this button 3 times because this is what resets the system and makes sure that the person can still breathe. Well, it's saying what this thing does. And in any system, not just coding, but any system, having some sort of call out to say, you are ringing this bell because it's letting people know they shouldn't shoot down range because you're standing there.
Well, and there's
important.
There's a certain level of commenting that I'd have to look at it of, is it for me or is it for somebody else? Because if I'm putting
it should always be for somebody else.
You a year from now is somebody else.
No, if it says I equals I plus 1, I'm not going to comment to say increment I. It's explaining itself to me.
Yeah, but if it's saying disp.html.document equals greater than 1, That needs comment.
But like,
is this all post Hannibal? Because we're getting deep.
That's why I wanted to
I assume there's other questions.
well, no,
I wanted to do the call
no,
up.
actually,
Is there one more question we can skip to?
Actually, no. Actually,
There are
I mean,
two more comments.
First off, we should answer the question. So, it was when you have a hard time figuring something out, what extra steps do you
Google.
take to resolve the
The
issue?
answer is Google.
You say Google.
The answer,
Actually,
I would also say probably HTML search.
so the other thing, so the other half of my job is actually I work in quality, which is a lot of root cause analysis and stuff.
He does
so
banking.
if you want to, like, if you've ever heard of 8D or 5Y, that is some of the things that we kind of deal with. And actually, one of the ones that I don't use myself, but is pretty useful, is 5Y. And it's not about the specifics of it, but actually thinking about it. 5Y is basically saying when you have a problem, ask why it happened. And you keep asking why until you no longer have an answer. And at that,
5 why. So you ask why.
yeah, but sometimes you're going to hit 3, sometimes you're going to hit 6. It's not.
That's
specific.
6 why.
Well, it's saying it's because it sounds fun. 5Y is
5Y
nifty
is
off the
great.
tongue. But it's basically finding the root cause. But otherwise, my main thing is if I'm trying to figure out the cause of a problem, I don't try to figure out what caused the problem. I try to figure out what might not have caused the problem. It's eliminate the things that you know work so that you can narrow. What was that? Was it Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes said if you eliminate the impossible, whatever is left, no matter how unlikely, is what happens.
Yeah. So if you eliminate everything that you know works, you start narrowing it down to what doesn't. So all the easy stuff, start checking that off as fast as you can so that you can get down to narrowing it down. And now, just because you know what you're doing and you might know that area, maybe by looking at it, you can go, oh.
And that's
I can
why,
figure it out.
no matter how stupid it might sound, if they start by saying, unplug it, plug it back in, you need to do that.
Yeah.
Because there is going to be the person who you say, why the hell are you asking me that? And then they hang up because that's the actual solution.
My dad said he actually, when he worked in computer stuff, said that he had some guy that called and he spent like 45 minutes on the phone with him trying to figure out what was wrong. And then the guy said, well, I can't see right now because the power's out. And he's like, well, yeah, the computer's not going to work. And he's like, really?
Why isn't my internet working?
So he didn't start with that. And so it sounds stupid.
Yeah.
But you start with that even if the person is angry because
that's like all business. When you were in a very specific technical field, especially in engineering, if you have a problem, the first question is, does it turn on? Does it turn off?
So I think
Is it normal or is it abnormal?
I can't
I
wait.
think all three of us are in a computer-heavy field.
Yeah.
Michael, you have stuff in your
He's
hands.
physical. Yeah, you're in physical.
well, he's
obviously.
electrical, so he's
Yeah.
kind.
Well, it's
No,
still electronics.
No,
but
you're physical.
Electrical
you-
engineering is very different than electrical.
Yeah.
Electrical is the guy doing power lines and wiring your house.
Yeah, you'd be dead if you did.
My job is resistors,
But you still use ohms
transistors.
and-
If
Yeah.
you get shocked,
Yeah.
But
you're not
you're-
going
you're-
to die.
But you're still you're still
not.
You're
you still work
probably
in
not
physical,
going
yeah.
to die if you get shocked.
I do work with the AC.
Yeah.
I work
But-
with AC and DC.
How many times at work have you went, oh, that would have been bad?
Oh, I that box that you showed that I built.
I know, but how many times? No, because how many times have you not followed for proper safety regulations in terms of time and then said, whoops, well, that could have went bad?
I've had stuff go bad.
No, like, no,
No,
like,
that
where you
wasn't
could've-
his question.
where you
that
could've-
wasn't his question.
How many times have you had a moment where you're like, I could have died?
No. I think the real question is,
You have to
how
think
many
about it.
times have you followed proper safety precautions?
No,
That's probably a smaller number.
like this cut on my finger, it's pretty healed now. But there was like a broken piece of plastic, and I went to drill it, and it started spinning on the other end where my hand was, and it just ripped my finger wide open.
That's not even
that
a
hurt.
question.
And then what did you use to fix it?
I poured some rubbing alcohol, and it wrapped it in a
Yes.
paper towel, and then taped it up.
See,
Yeah, no, that's a
the
legitimate
proper way to
solution.
do it. I have duct taped many lacerations.
I know, but when he
Yeah.
came home to proper stuff, he just left it.
No,
I mean, in the army, you just let it
I
army's
would have
different.
gone or toilet paper instead of paper towel, but I
No, oh god, no.
Belly fits.
You got poop on there.
No. No. And B, the fine grain of toilet paper, it's so plush and pliable,
Yeah, but
it will
it's more
go
comfortable.
straight into the wound.
it's more
Right into the wound.
If it's good for your butt, it's good for your
It's
wound.
not sanitary.
It's so soft.
It's not sanitary. It's meant for unsanitary
If I'm
places.
going to
not
wrap
sanitary.
a wound, I want it to be comfortable. I want it to be flush.
If the bear can
I
use
want
it,
it to be so absorbent. The blood.
If that
Yes.
asshole bear can
This isn't my story, but it is my boss's story. He was at a construction site. He was at a
That's not
construction
Kentucky.
site working on some machinery there that it was basically an overhead crane system.
Yeah.
And he was working with the nearby technician who told him the power's off. It's safe. And he trusted
no,
it.
he just said it's
but
okay
verify.
to go.
It was 480 volt line.
So he didn't take a little voltmeter and go like,
No, that's
No,
why you
it's
throw a
fine.
stick at
Well,
any
the thing-
electric fence
thing was,
before
he
you
wasn't
touch
even,
it.
He wasn't even touching the thing. This dude had somehow managed to short the power across the chassis of the thing, and he
wait,
went,
of the lift?
of like something.
Crane.
Well, basically,
Industrial
he ended
crane.
up touching it, and everything just went like he went rigid. He said he couldn't move. His body was just like clenched to whatever he was touching.
Yeah, that's what the muscles do.
And then eventually he says he doesn't know how he came off of it, and like he was just floored, and he went to the hospital for a while.
He is very lucky to be
Floored
alive.
in
Yes.
a literal sense because he was on the floor and
Yeah.
could not get off of it.
I've
said
been
it-
electrocuted 3 times, but only by like 120. So
See,
it's
like
not that bad.
I have.
that concerns me.
No, it's the end. It's all, 2 of the times because I said, "Is the power off?" And the reply
You
was,
trusted them.
Yes.
This is why you don't trust people.
"You don't trust people when it comes to
No,
electricity."
They have like a
Shock
30.
me once, shame on you. Shock me twice, also shame on you.
Yes.
There's a $30 tool at Menards that can tell you if something is live or not.
Yes,
No, that's
you don't
why
use it though.
It's called.
I don't know why you would.
It's called-
It's stupid.
It's
Kyle,
work.
It's called guinea pigs. you take
no,
them
you-
and you put them on.
Yes. And if you get, and if it's live, then you have lunch.
It's like the chicken from Breath Edge.
Kyle
there's-
has 2 guinea pigs. That's
There's
I do have 2
also
guinea pigs.
the if the fire is out test. You just get your hand wet and you just flick it.
Oh, okay. Nolan asked Menards. Okay, so
Menards.
we're from the north here,
Save
and
big
they're
money. You
So-
save big money.
Yeah,
when you
there's
shop
Menards.
so it's basically Lowe's or Home Depot. It's
Yeah.
local to more Minnesota in the north, Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Midwest.
right
they were in Kentucky.
yeah, they're
Midwest.
Yeah, they're probably maybe going that far. They're actually pretty damn
It'd
nice.
probably be in Ohio.
I have to say that though because my dad works there. But yeah, Menards is pretty cool. If I have to choose between going to like those 3, I'll probably go to Menards. They're fun. But anyways, I'm gonna move on from that question so we can actually maybe.
Michael didn't answer.
That's
Answer what?
No, it doesn't matter.
No, Michael.
If you have a problem,
Doesn't matter.
Michael,
No,
shut up.
quiet.
non-computer with a physical at your job, if you have a problem, what is your first solution?
in one word.
You beat your head against the
not what-
wall.
Okay, that's a good answer.
So,
All right.
so give up.
No, you don't give up. You beat your head against the wall. You complain to people on Discord, and
Okay,
they give you the
complain.
answer.
Complain is the one-word answer.
All right,
Next.
there we go. Next question here. So Soul Kitty asked a question, and we're kind of maybe rapid fire this one. What is your favorite Eevee evolution, or if you like the basic Eevee? Also, if they introduce a new Eevee evolution in the game, what type would you want it to be? I do not know enough about Eevees, but I did
I've
always
been
like.
ruined by Plague of Gripes.
I like Jolteon. It's spiky.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go with the original 150. Jolteon was nice, but I like the flame one because floof.
Flareon?
I like the flame
Yeah,
one
Flareon.
too, but I want
It's
to.
really
The
floofy.
water one was stupid.
Vaporeon, who has
Vaporeon, I've seen more memes on than anything else.
because she's a water type.
But I would go with.
Yeah, but Vaporeon drinking a bubble tea, just turning slowly pink.
My favorite stone to combine an Eevee with is a type of firestone, also known as coal.
Coal?
Yes, you combine it with coal and you get tasty Eevee meat.
Oh, that's called a barbecue.
No,
Yes,
I think
barbecued Eevee.
I think
First,
my
you put the
favorite
spit
Eevee.
into the mouth, then you keep pushing, then you put it on a fire.
Yes.
Let's go, Eevee.
I think the internet has already
Shish
decided
kebab
this
Eevee.
a while ago. Those degenerate,
If I had.
awful people.
They gave us a new professor instead of the Pokemon.
Yeah, but he's not wearing a
Focus.
shirt. He's being like your character.
No,
by daylight.
the Stone Age woman.
Who?
What?
The woman with a big club in the new one.
Okay.
The new one? I don't know anything
What
about
are
the
you talking
The
about?
I
new
don't know the new
Pokemon
one.
John.
is coming out with a Stone Age professor.
Are you telling me there's a big steppy professor?
There is a big steppy professor coming out.
God
damn it.
Because they know you degenerates stop looking at Vaporeon. Here's a human. Look at her. Next question.
What was wrong with Professor Oak? He was hot.
No, just a quick rapid fire on I'm gonna try to maybe mute Michael, but no, the other part of that, which I think would actually be interesting, is if there was an EV evolution that was not existing.
Dragon type?
No, is there a dragon type already?
There is no dragon type. There's no insect type.
I would want emo.
no insect type. I can
Emo
see
is
that,
not
though.
a type. There's
No,
a dark
like
type.
she drinks coffee, smokes cigarettes.
There is a dark type.
No, dark type. It's not dark.
Dark type
It's emo.
exists already.
Don't tell an emo they're dark.
No, they definitely
yeah.
are.
No, but they're not going to
dark.
take that because then they're following. They're
No,
following.
That doesn't matter. They don't have a
What
choice.
is the dark type one? The one with
The
the
Fighting
ring
Society.
on the forehead. The one that lives in darkness.
Well,
I can't remember.
The
yeah,
Sonic.
no.
He was kind of cool.
Emo, Umbreons. That's it.
Umbreon is the dark type. That's the emo
Definitely.
Pokemon.
Yeah,
You
but
have to
they're
hatch-
not emo.
You have to hatch it during a
black
full
with
moon.
like Sonic accents.
I know,
There's a full
Well, that's
moon.
like shadow.
There's all kinds
Yes,
of garbage.
black mixed with Sonic.
But where is the eyeshadow and where is the self-loathing?
It's completely eyeshadow. It's black fur around the
Well,
eyes.
sure. Okay. Well,
Is
then
it?
Umbreon is the emo.
I thought it was
of the
purple.
emo.
John had to be right and ruin my answer.
I have to be right every time.
He is right.
Anyway,
My self-esteem won't allow
well,
it.
whatever.
Next
Move on to the last question.
How do
So,
you know everything? Like the new Pokemon. Why
Shut
are you
up.
keeping
He-
up on that?
he
Michael,
bullshits
you're not
like
asking
me.
questions.
Yes.
All right. Nolan has one question here. What body part would you make detachable?
You don't want to know that answer.
No. If I had to pick, actually, I'd say my nose. If there was an ability to eliminate my ability to smell for any period of time, that would actually be
do
pretty
you
nice.
still have control and feeling over that? Like, if you detached your hand, could you do a cousin-it type of walking around?
I would say no.
I feel like
I would say that you're detaching.
Wait, it becomes immobile after you
I don't
detach
know.
it?
That would
'Cause
be a Nolan question.
Like,
But-
if you take off your nose, that means either your nose can smell wherever your nose is, or you no longer have a nose.
like.
That's a different question.
Can I
No,
take
no,
my?
he still said, yeah, he says it is still,
Still
usable.
usable and detach.
Okay.
Then it would be a hand. I can get into some shenanigans with that hand.
I want the dirty answer, but
No, I'm wondering, like, I'm trying to think of what would be fun with that. Like, you can see your hand, but like, I almost say like almost more of your elbow or something because
It's a lot of weight to
because
run
without
around
that,
with,
if it was
though.
just your hand though, all the articulation and control would only be your fingers. If you had it would be some
Well,
weight.
cousin it has
Could
the
you-
hand plus.
if
a
you
little
did the
bit of
hand,
little
would you
wrist.
be able to do the double?
I don't-
cousin-it.
I don't know
Like,
because that
would
would
the
take
balance
practice.
actually
no,
work?
not cousin. Is it cousin it or is it? No, cousin it's the fuzzy one.
No, that's
Cousin-
thing. That's thing.
Is it thing?
It's
thing.
thing.
Okay,
Okay.
so thing is. The
Could
word.
you actually pull off a thing if your hand was detached?
Yes.
I mean,
well,
well,
if that's what he's saying. Yes.
No, the balance. Would that actually work?
Yes.
No, because in the
Yes.
whole, well, you could maybe do it, but it wouldn't look like him.
No. You would crack up. You
Okay,
crack
from
over your,
okay,
your
Kyle, I'm gonna let
Yeah.
you.
Why do you have that apple still in your hand? By the way.
It won't come off. I tried.
No, Kyle, so
Our
okay.
apple is much darker than your
No,
apple.
that's a whole separate thing. But Kyle, so this may be a surprise, but Adam's family, the hand was a green screen.
Yeah.
It wasn't actually a detached hand.
No,
walking
I
around.
watched the movie.
So you can't tell
Yeah,
me.
in the movie, not the TV show, the movie.
I'm pretty
That was a legit.
and whenever way it's holding, it's just
they
gonna
hired.
flop on over.
They hired a hand called Francis McBacon.
I love bacon.
okay. No,
From- Wait, what is the genetic, or what is the origin of the
Of the McBacon
the
line?
McBacon clan?
Yeah.
Like, what is
Kevin
their
Bacon's part of it.
What is their what?
their tartan or the? Well, if they're English, they've got a family crest.
they were
If-
Scottish.
If they're Scottish, they've got a tartan. So what's their tartan?
It seems like.
See, I just don't know the lore of the McBacons as far as I should, apparently.
separate from that, I would actually say if it works, my ear. Would it still let me hear?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
because
that's Inspector Gadget.
no, but the processing of an ear isn't just the outside; it goes fully in.
Oh, you'd have to actually get dig
part-
in.
Yeah,
It
It would
So-
be a
pop out.
cone that you'd be moving
if
out.
you were able to remove your ear in a way that you could still hear, that would be super useful.
Also, your inner ear would be separated from your body, so you wouldn't get motion sick.
Yeah.
Wait,
Or
are you
get-
saying both my ears? I can
or
do that
you would
with?
get horrifically motion sick.
Oh well,
You
actually,
just do
yeah.
a tube through your head.
No,
You get both of them.
Am I
But-
Frankenstein's
you-
monster?
Right through your
Yes,
brain.
you'd get both of your inner ears. You could just put them on a shelf.
I can get surround sound so easy.
Oh, actually, you know,
I know.
what?
I would
If-
get so motion sick.
If you did,
No, they wouldn't move.
If you did both of your inner ear is the only thing that controls your motion sickness. So if you did put them in a stationary place, and you started to do some
No.
wacky bullshit,
Your ears-
you would be fine.
Your ears
No.
are one part of.
No, because if you can get motion sick doing VR without moving your head,
Yeah.
then putting your inner ears on a shelf while you are walking around,
That's gonna make you motion sick.
that would make
No.
you motion sick.
No, well, I would think you'd get used to it, but at least from my
Does that work
perspective,
the opposite way around?
you would.
You would
so
be vomiting for a week.
the only thing I can think of is that your inner ear is controlling your balance and helping you out by simplifying things. So if you were to get rid of that reflex where your ear is not giving you that information, it is going to be negative in some way in your life.
Yes.
So
Especially for you.
yes, I already have to deal with the
he's
fact.
already-
Yeah, my ears already lie to me, so I already.
And then they'd stuff some watermelon up your nose.
Yeah, just
No, why are you making this worse? I hate watermelon.
Watermelon.
Anyway, so that's we got,
Watermelon up your nose.
that was all of our questions.
I didn't answer.
No, yeah, Michael has to answer.
What do you take?
Michael has to answer, and I still have
Yeah.
to say the whiz.
Yes.
The whiz.
I want to take my brain out so I can take a break from the rest of me.
The whiz.
Yeah, wait, no, we're saying that it still is like linked.
Yeah, no, like the rest of me can like go over there.
All
My
you're
brain's
saying
gonna
is
go over here.
Yeah, but it says that you can just get shot in the head, you'd be fine.
Do you want to put your pinky toe on a shelf
Can I
somewhere?
like just switch
what-
brains with like
But okay, let's say your
Keanu
brain,
Reeves for a bit?
let's say your brain got detached, and you're like, wait, this is great, and then you realize, how do I get it back in?
No, you tell your body to come back later.
No, because then that implies that your body has
No.
a brain.
Like Agnew.
Exactly like Agnew.
Or the Steve Martin movie, The Man with Two Brains.
Yeah, he'd have to have a separate. Your,
seen that one.
your body can't act on its own.
No, your brain still is connected. It's just on a shelf. So if you get shot in the head, your brain is safe. Your skull is
It's
just
so it's like a stack.
Ruined.
yeah.
It's like you're doing some
But
alternate
can,
carbons.
do I
It makes
still,
no sense,
Do
but
I
it's
still
fine.
have to deal with the rest of me? Like I'm kind of just wanted to
you
detach
try-
for a while.
Are you trying to shut yourself off?
Like just completely. This complete isolation.
Wait, do you want to put your head in a tube
We can do
somewhere?
that. We're on the third floor. If you just
Walt
go
Disney.
right out that window.
No.
Yeah, but he also froze it.
Well, Walt
didn't-
Disney was a short-minded fool.
What?
What?
Created an empire.
Yeah, I'm
He
pretty sure.
created a city that's lasted until 2019 when Florida decided
It's
to
2021.
get rid of its eminent domain.
Yeah, 2021
Well, they
is when it
didn't
happened.
properly get rid of it because they couldn't.
They didn't.
Sorry, Argo.
I just
They
thought-
bought a lot of land.
You got-
Well, they had to pay all their debts if they wanted to actually do it.
I got a
Can't
doable
afford
from that
that.
can. Anyways,
if
no,
we've
yeah,
ended,
we're-
I think we have
yes.
to do drinks now.
Oh no, yeah. So we're going to be done. We got all our questions answered, I think, from today. I brought actually a raspberry honey ale up here, and then Kyle drank it.
So,
We shared it.
Oh yeah, you
gone
guys
now.
shared it.
No, I shared it between. Yeah,
Well, I brought a monkey thing
I
up
brought
here
it up
and
for me, and
Don
you drank it.
so it's
I
fine.
brought two things. and brought
Anyways,
one.
John, what did you bring?
I made a mojito.
Oh, that's what that was.
It's very good.
Was that what that was?
Yeah, mint and lime and simple syrup.
That was the key lime pie drink.
I
Yes.
ate all the
It's
mint
the
leaves.
national drink of Cuba.
Yes.
Wait,
It's not the national drink of Cuba is not a Cuba Libre because that's Coca-Cola and that's capitalist scum. It's a mojito.
Okay.
yeah, they were
It's pretty good.
They were very good. But what else?
It
did you
was
bring
very good.
That was up here.
So I also brought a what's it called? A Lunar Rising, which is a stout with coffee, chocolate, and vanilla, which Argo is finally getting to try.
Yes.
now.
It is
I didn't
very
even,
good.
I poured a little left, and then I didn't drink any of it.
It
so.
actually, it kind of reminds me of the nitro stout from Guinness without the nitro part of it, but just
It's
with
very
that,
similar,
it's
yes.
a very rich flavor. That's
More
really
people
good.
need to visit this brewery.
It is very good.
Amazing.
It's
Every
in
flight that I've
Minneapolis
had,
only.
It gets better over like
it's
a
in
minute.
South Minneapolis only.
Why don't we
Like-
go there sometime?
It's like
It's not inner city,
80%
but
of
the
people
riots
who
will
watch
still hit
this.
it.
Okay.
Anyway, Kyle.
Hey, what did you got bring, Kyle? Actually, yours
Oh,
yours the
well,
only one that's not open.
yeah, the only one that wasn't open was a Sociables. Sociables is very common.
Yes,
But,
we
for
were actually-
us
It's
here,
common
like-
for us because
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
you
of
don't
us
see it
love this
outside this
thing.
area.
We do.
We
but,
were there-
Yeah. But I also brought a sour beer that is currently downstairs waiting for Michael because he hasn't had it yet. I had one that was really good, but that's all I brought today. So.
Okay, what was it from? It was Wild something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like Wild Shores or something like that.
Yeah, that's something
It
like
was,
that.
I haven't seen the brewery.
Again,
yet,
a lot of these
so.
places are from Minnesota.
There's a lot of microbreweries in
So
Minnesota.
I bought 3, and I think Kyle drank one of them now. There was one of the Guinness Nitro Stouts because I love the coffee ones.
I love those.
They're so good and they're cheap. It's like $8 or $9 for 4 cans. I also bought one of these, the Saint Gale Raspberry Honey Ales. Michael found these
Great.
before.
I love it a
Yes.
lot. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, actually, I was going to ask you about that. It
And
was
what's
really
this? What's the brewery?
good. This is from Lakes and Legends Brewing Company.
Yeah. Also Minnesota.
No, this one it's a raspberry honey ale, and it's not a sour. It's just
Very close,
It's
though.
good. It's very good.
I wouldn't characterize it as a sour.
No, it's
because
not.
There's
not
a
a
lot.
sour.
It is
There's
a-
a lot
it's
of.
an
There's a lot of. There isn't any cream in it, but it has a very cream finish.
It starts fruit and then it just keeps dropping into ale
right
territory.
into ale cream.
It's really, really good.
It's kind of a honey note.
But then I
Yes.
also
Well, it
brought.
is honey.
I also got this one, the Vanilla Latte Blonde Ale from Urban Growler Brewing Company. This
was
one,
good.
I didn't like it at first, but as I got further down, it actually got better and better.
It does grow.
I rotated through all. I think that was the last one I had tonight, and it was very good, but it wasn't like exceptional in any way. It was just a really good ale.
This one actually recommends make sure you add a shot of your local roast. So it actually
for
says
coffee.
add coffee. So
Yeah.
and you have a spoon with your face on it.
Spoon
but,
and face.
No one has tasted the spoon.
No.
No one.
No, I don't want people to.
But Michael, what did you get?
I brought some monkey sours. I think John drank one of them.
I did too.
Yes.
It's
They're
good. I like the taste of
It was good.
Three-eyed monkeys.
Yeah, they
why?
were.
Who
I've
does it?
seen the same place that I bought mine at. It's MGM.
Yeah, if you can,
Yep.
if you see a three-eyed monkey, taste it.
Yeah.
It was good stuff.
Remember, when you see a monkey, give it a lick.
No, only
wait.
three-eyed monkeys.
Only 3. Well, the other monkey's not 3-eyed monkey.
Yeah,
It's a good monkey.
like Andros. Do not lick Andros.
He's not 3-eyed.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Do not lick him because he's like either a robot
third,
or a brain.
When the third eye opens, they're
both.
like, "Come to me, monkey."
The hatches are open.
I will lick any monkey I please.
Anyways,
Ugh.
we're well over time here. So nonetheless, thank you guys for hanging out for the podcast here. So you did the whiz. We're all good on that. And Michael,
The Whiz.
what's your word?
Baloney faucet.
Baloney faucet. Okay.